Hassan, what's good, man? Let me get this over here on this laptop. All right, we in the final stretch of the day. The last stretch. See what's going on here with this market. Let's see. Hassan said he beat everybody here. Said I beat all y'all. Nah, what's good, man? Hassan is on Team Petty. I thought Jay Carly was the queen. Well, no, she still is. She's the queen. Oh man, that's funny. Environment look like the market's been slowing down, I guess, since I left the charts. Since I got off Instagram. Maybe it's been slowing down a little bit. Just a tad bit. I retract my statement. Damn. Still got a little speed burst right there. Uh-huh. All right. Oh, goodness. Son said I officially ran my record to 145-0 in Duck Duck Goose. Man. I used to be good in Duck Duck Goose and musical chairs. I destroy my opponents in musical chairs, for real. One year, a friend of mine had a little get together at his house for New Year's. House was packed, so they wanted to play musical chairs. Put all the chairs out. Had to be about like in his living room area where we were. It was only enough space for, I would say, about 12 chairs. So we had to play multiple games. And what he was doing, you know, he was feeling himself, so he was giving away money and prizes and stuff. So for musical chairs, he was giving away money. And of course, I won. Of course. And it's so funny because I was trying not to win. I was like, let me see if I just relax and like let other people try to sit down before me, see what happens. I couldn't even mess it up. Couldn't even mess it up. So my musical chair game is all right. Don brought back Twister. Wow. Do they still make that? I don't know if they still make Twister. What? Oh man, they still got the classic games? Hold up. I know they still make Simon. I just realized that the other day because I saw it online. So I gotta get a Simon. I gotta get a Twister. Gotta get What's the game? It's a game board, Scrabble. But they got like so many different versions of Scrabble now. I want the original one. I want the original. It's like I want all original versions of everything. Yeah, Monopoly, definitely heavy on that. I used to be killing people on Monopoly with the cheap properties. They used to always, you know how you land on the cheap ones first, and they leave them. Listen, I used to buy up all of the cheap properties and put hotels on all of my joints immediately, ASAP. Because every time you come around that board, you landing on my joint, and I'm gonna get paid. Regular. Let me not give away my secrets. What's another one? Connect 4. I beat everybody ass in Connect 4. I beat everybody ass in tic-tac-toe. I just beat you. I know. I just gave up I just gave it up on the live, right? Talking about let me not give it up. I know. Yeah, man. Definitely. Ooh, Tetris. I was good at Tetris too, but I don't think I'm as good as you. Just the fact that you're saying that, I know that you'll probably beat me in that. But I was pretty good in Tetris though. I was pretty good. Tetris is hard because it gets hard. It's a progressive game. Like you got to be real nice with your shapes. Yep. Yes, indeed. It's beautiful today, man. Finally got some really nice weather. Today is one of them days. It's nice out here. Yep, it is nice out here, for real. Wow, this is the first. This is the first for me with this right here. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is in a second. It's kind of crazy. And matter of fact, let me scroll back and see what communication have I even had with him. And I remember him now. Yo, you know who Hill Harper is? Now I remember who this is. Okay. You know who Hill Harper is, right? The actor. Yo, this guy, I kid you not, I thought it was him. He looked just like him. Like they say everybody got a twin. That's his twin, for real. Like, I'm not even kidding. Not even kidding. He looked just like him. But yeah, I actually remember having a conversation with him a while back, and he was saying that he was going to sign up for training. So he signs up for training, but he has no idea what NADEX is. And I just was like, damn, that's a first for me. Like, usually people will Google and find out stuff about what you're doing first before they just jump on. But he just jumped. He's like, look, I'm ready. He's like, but I don't know what nothing is though, but I'm ready. I was like, wow. Oh, really? I didn't know that. When you signed up, you didn't know what NADEX was yet? What? Wow, maybe I shouldn't have sent him then. I sent him to the site. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should just send him right into training. Just wow, I didn't even realize that. Damn. What? Yo, that's crazy. That is insane. That's insane right there. That's crazy. Damn, man. What's up, Philip? Philip talking about he's nice in trouble. I'm nice in trouble too, man. That's my mother's game right there. So you had to see the commercials with homie from Law and Order back when they first came out. For real. What's up, Doc? Yeah, you're right. You were on Robin Hood, exactly. You are right about that. Wow, I didn't know that though, Jay Carter. That's crazy. That says a lot. That says a lot. She said she didn't even know what it was until video number 6. What? Yo. Wow. Yeah, see, this market want to play around and play around and play around. It ain't nothing to do right now at all. Trying to see if it's gonna do something before we shut it down for the day, but it ain't looking like it. Oh wow, she said she didn't even get on the demo until after a few trainings. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of making me seem like maybe I shouldn't even send them to the site. I should have just send them to the playlist. Start training. Like, get the training, man. Wow. Okay. Doc said, how I miss summer in New York City. Hear the birds chirping, making me sick, or making me homesick. Definitely, man. I love that. Like, it's little stuff like that I love about, like, especially when like your areas that you like to go to. Certain parks I know is vibrant with birds, and birds always do it for me. Always. Philip said, don't be surprised if you see an influx of dudes from my army unit on your pages. I've been preaching about you to everybody while we were in the field. Them views about to go up. No doubt. And it's interesting too with people that are in the military. It seems like they have not that they have a better understanding, but they have a more solid comprehension of the discipline aspect of trading. Like, definitely out the gate. Yep. Definitely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now they having the army conversation. Yep. Good stuff. J. Carter said, I need 30 more YouTube subscribers. Philip said it's done more for him than he could ever do for it. Wow. That's good stuff, man. Don said pilots make good traders also. I would imagine so. Because you a pilot, you looking at gauges, right? You looking at a lot of different things at the same time. And knowing what's what, like your whole, what's it called? I don't know. I guess it's called the dashboard in your plane. You got all type of navigation on there that's helping to guide you. You checking mad stuff out. So yeah, I would imagine so. That sounds about right. Dang, man, this market. I really thought it was gonna slow down. I really did. And it did for a little while, and it came right back, started doing a whole bunch of extra shit. Oh, man. She said, pilots have better patience. Oh, she said pilots better have patience and discipline. I know that's right. I know that's right. Phillips said the military is big on attention to detail and observing your environment. And that is what the market is. Like Mr. Fuller says, let the market offer you money. Wow. That's probably one of the better analogies that I've heard. Definitely. Because that's coming directly from somebody who is serving now. And it's obvious that's what you do. You know what's interesting too to me about like soldiers? It's like when you become a part of your unit or your group, the people that you're training with, it's like whatever you were, you're still yourself and you still got your identity, but it's like now you're a part of something that's bigger than you. And I think that like because of that thinking and that mindset, the fact that you're part of something that you'll give, it's like you would give yourself up for your unit and the people that you are connected to, because you don't look at them any different than you anymore. Like that might not have been the case when you first got there, but after you train and you go through everything and now you a part of it, the dynamic shifts and it's different. And it's like that's the whole concept behind like building a community. That's what it is. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I think that that's why people in the military, they're drawn to us, because that's what it's like. It's the same dynamic. It's the same exact thing that goes on. It's not different. And it's something that they're used to already. So they naturally just boom. It resonates with them immediately. Yep. Yeah, exactly. She said that's why Matthew's a prodigy. Yep. Don said especially the Navy SEALs. Shit. Team is everything. That's a whole nother level. Like that's a whole nother level of training. Like the SEALs and oh my goodness. That's crazy. And, like as soon as you say Navy SEALs or like any type of special unit, my first thought is pain. Like just pain. Like you just learning how to just live with pain and deal with pain until it's not pain anymore. It becomes something else. That's another dynamic too, because it's kind of similar to when you trade and you're fearless. You're not afraid no more. You know what? Now that as I'm thinking about it more and more, it has a lot of similarities to the military. Wow. As I'm thinking more and more about it. Yep. That's powerful stuff right there. That's powerful, man. A lot of similarities. Patience, discipline, focus. Not being scared. Come on, man. What's up, Mike? Mike Small, what's happening? He said, if we're looking at trades and there are many opportunities, how do you decide? How are you deciding which is high probability? If environment and behavior is there, we don't know which one will work or not. Many trades come close to our line, and anyone has probability going against us. That's why I love when Jay Carly be on here. She said, listen, the answer to every question about what we do is get into training. No, but that's a good question, Mike. That's a very good question. What you, and I'm pulling out what you said specifically about how we don't know which one will work or not. Like, I understand what you mean by that. It's like you always are faced with the idea of, is this going to do what I wanted to do so I can win this trade? Because that's what you're saying when you say that statement. When you say we don't know if this one, or actually you said we don't know which one will work or not. Now, what if you put yourself in position where you don't have to know which one is going to work? What if you put yourself in position so that regardless of what you do, it ends up working? And I'm doing this on purpose because I'm trying to get you to think a little bit deeper as far as what it is that you're actually doing when you recognize the correct environment. Being in the right environment is so much more important than picking the right trade. Man, I feel some coming. That, when I just said that, I got chills. I gotta say it again. Being in the right environment is so much bigger than picking the right trade. Lord have mercy. So with that being said, like everything that you refer to, probability, risk, these things begin to not matter the way that they normally would to you before you become skilled at identifying and recognizing behavior and environment that fits the way that you trade. Now, what do I mean by that? You got a way that you like to trade. Everybody does. However you like to trade, regardless of what it is, my question to you is always, how do you win? Or let me rephrase that. How do you not lose your trade? The trade that you like to take, how can you put yourself in a position where you can take that trade and you know that you're not going to lose? How do you do that? This now puts you in the process of study, because now you got to study the market to know. The market has the answer to that question. You understand what I'm saying? The market knows the answer to that question, and the market is willing to tell you, but you're going to have to study. You have to study. You have to observe. That's why when you look at environment and behavior, just the fact that you're looking at that at all immediately gives you the edge over other traders, because other people on the platform ain't thinking about no environment. They don't even know what you're talking about. They're thinking about their strategy and the way that they pick trades. That's it. The patterns. That's what they deal with, pattern recognition, because that's what a strategy or a method is. It's a way for you to recognize a pattern in the market, and then you try to capitalize on the pattern every time that you see it. That's why people, have to create the win-loss ratio, because you're going to take it every time that you see it. Look, and this is ill right here, what I'm getting into, because it explains a lot. The reason you even have wins and losses is because you recognize a pattern and you want to take every trade that you see with the pattern. Every time you see the pattern, you're like, oh, there's my trade. You want to take it. What are you leaving out? What are you not looking at? See, now when I present that question, now it spins everything in a different direction, because you're like, wait, what you mean? What else? Well, the market is not just a pattern that you're seeing. The market is not restricted to just the pattern that you see and the trade that you're taking. What else is the market made up of? A whole bunch of other shit. How does something become higher probability? You got to literally trim away all of the things that would cause you to lose. You have to literally figure out and see every way you can lose first. And think about if you actually did this. This is how you reverse engineer a process. Look at all the ways you can fuck up first. Look at all the ways you could get beat up first. Consider all of that stuff. Now, avoid all of that shit. Like everything that you went through, that you figured out, that led you to understand how you can lose. Figure out how to avoid it all now. No parts of it. So now what happens is, now you're increasing the probability of not getting fucked up. Look how fast you did it too. You're like, nah, no, I get fucked up right there. Nah, nope, I get slapped right there. Nope, I get beat up there. No, not that. And now you're actually looking at the market. Now you're just like, yo, the market will tear you up. So you fall back and you're like, wait, so let me chill and stop taking all these damn trades before I get beat up and don't know why I got beat up. Market hit you out of nowhere with a left. You thought the market was coming with the haymaker and it's hitting you with a left jab. Come on. You see what I'm saying? So all of the time that you spend and you put into actually analyzing your process, oh man, let me see something. This is crazy. Wow. Wow, that's I wasn't ready for that. All right, well, see, this is what goes on in life, man. Real life situations. That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy, and even that it's not that crazy. Like, it just is what it is. But anyway, and what's going on with this market? Market looks like it's trying to slow down again. All right, so I'll see what this one does as we move towards the end of it. Seems like the market trying to do something, but then it just start doing other shit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, with anytime you see that the market ain't doing what you know it needs to do in order for your trade to come and win, ain't no playing around with it. Ain't none of that. Mike said, I agree, and that requires immense patience, but because a lot of trades look similar, it is difficult to identify which one will actually work. Very good point. And you're tapped into where I'm going, because look at what you just said. A lot of trades look similar. Now, what happens is when you study the market, you're beginning to see the market. You're not just seeing trades. Does that make sense? Like, you're beginning to see the actual market itself, not just the trades that's set up in the market. And there's a difference between those two things. It's different. They're not the same thing. The further away that you get from just isolating and limiting yourself to thinking in terms of a trade, the closer that you're getting into understanding and interpreting the environment and the behavior of the market. You can't do both. You either a trade picker or you're someone that knows how to understand environment and behavior in the market. And then what happens is, once you learn behavior and environment first, Now, when you see trades that's set up, if that environment ain't there, then you know that that ain't the trade that you should be in at all. You see what I'm saying? You already know that that's not the trade you should take. So now where you used to be like, damn, I can't tell because this trade looked like this trade. Now the question is, what's the environment of this trade? And what's the environment of that trade? Are the environments the same or are the environments different? Is behavior the same or is it different? You see my point? Now you're starting to separate yourself from the confusion of trying to figure out how to pick a trade. And I know you're going to catch this because it's ill like that. This right here, this is why people are elevating in TeamAlliance training, because the training is remarkable. Like, it really is. All of this shit work. Everything I'm talking about actually works. There's people that don't even train with us that understand what I'm saying now, and they figure it out based on how they trade now. Trying to tell you, man. He said yesterday the market was moving at speed all day yesterday, and I traded the same way and had 2 losses, an overall loss for the day. Today the market was slow and I traded the same way and still had 2 losses, but recovered and had a winning day. So you can trade the same way but get different results because of environment and behavior. Yes. And not can, you will. You will get different results. So that lets you know what's more important, the trade or the environment and the behavior of the market when you take the trade. Like, what came first, chicken or the egg? You see what this market is doing. Yes, see what it's doing. See what it's doing. Look, here you go. There's the slap. Boombastic, slaptastic. Come on, man. And this is what we do. We just watch all of this. We just sit back watching. Ain't nobody trading in this. We know better. Like, you ain't gonna take my money. My money good. Is my money in the account. Then Mike said, but you never know when environment and behavior can change on you, because it can go from fast to slow and slow to fast. You're right. But this is why you have to always be in observation mode in the market. You always have to watch the market and pay attention to the behavior and the environment first. That's why when people get into a rhythm of some type where it's like, oh, I'm on a winning spree, I'm on a streak. It's like, well, why can't you have a permanent streak? Like, think about that. Why can't you just have a permanent winning streak? What's stopping you from being on a permanent winning streak? What is it about the market that's stopping you from doing that? Like, I actually want to know what you think about that. What's stopping you from being on a permanent winning streak in the market? I want to hear your response to that. What's up, Tegan? Tegan said he was at 38,000 demo, went to 44,000, and today I'm at 39,000, all because the market told me to not even think about entering, but I wanted one more for the weekend. What that sound like, Tegan? What it sound like, man? See, this is why we train how we do. Mike said environment, behavior changes, so you need to identify the right environment first to be consistent. Right. Tegan said, Mama told me not to come. See, like even right now, Like right now, people are logged in still, they looking at the chart right now still. You need to log out. It's 3:47 on Friday. Market close at 4. I'm looking, but I'm observing and I'm just studying. I already know that the market ain't giving it up. The market didn't give it up today, in fact. But yeah, see, those are the answers I'm talking about right there. Greed, being thirsty. Yep. JG said, I think it's called iron corridor. That is what I use when it is a fast moving market, but I get burned if the market is slow. Okay, so you use it like an indicator to help you with the market. I got you. Mike says, so are you saying before you take a trade, you would observe for however long? If it takes 5 minutes or hours, you would wait until, right? Hell yeah. Listen, man, Mike, and it's like this, I'm just being honest with you. There are times where we don't have a trade all week. There have been times where, personally, me, I didn't trade for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Yeah. And it's like, during the times when you're not trading and you understand why you're not trading, that is the most powerful time for you. Damn, this sun is coming out bright as hell. The most powerful learning comes when you don't trade and know why you didn't trade. That's when you're learning the most. And look at what Jelani just said. Keeping your money is a win. Listen, man, keeping your money is a bigger win than when you win a trade. Not losing is bigger than winning a trade. MVS said, not to be off subject, but what happened to your co-founder? Haven't heard about him in a minute. Not around. We actually fell out. Like, to be honest, we fell out. It's like a long story. But you know, like I'm like y'all. For those who know me, y'all know me, you know, as someone being big on respect. And it's like, I feel like once somebody violates your trust, then they sever the relationship with you, personally and business. Period. So it's like, if you have a relationship with someone and it might have started one way and then it turned into another way. Like, say you started knowing someone through business first and then y'all became friends. You can do it that way, or sometimes it's the other way around. You knew the person as a friend first and then y'all went into, you know, and did business together. The situation that it was more so like, and I'm, you know, I share because if you ask, I'm gonna tell you. I don't do things no other way. When somebody asks me something, I just give them the honest answer to it. For me, everything that we do in training now is what we've been doing the whole time, is just elevated, right? So just imagine you have someone like me, and then you have someone who's around me. Now, like, I want you to put the pieces together from what I'm saying. You got me, and then you got the person around me. The person that's around me is exposed to me. So they begin to do everything like me, right? But it's coming from me. But because you're here, you're exposed and you're being indoctrinated into everything that I'm doing. And mind you, you're your own person. You're a smart individual, bright and capable, but you're around me and you're being indoctrinated by me, right? So now, because of how I move, I won't exclude someone. I'll actually embrace them. So that's what I did. I embraced him. And then that's how he came along with me as I've built what you guys see now. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like having somebody that's there with you and you're kind of giving them credit, but everyone already knows who's actually doing it. It's obvious who's doing it, because if it was you doing it the way that you're saying that you did it, because it's like somebody wanting to take credit for something that has been built, but then it's like if you want the credit when I remove you from it, build another one, or if you built this, then it can't function anymore because you're not here. Neither one of them things happen. You understand what I'm saying? So then what was it? It's obvious what it was. It's obvious what it is. But it's just a lot of lessons in that. That's why I'm even talking about it openly, because people have asked about it, and I didn't really take time to announce anything because it didn't need all of that. But anytime I actually talk about it, when somebody brings it up, I just give the honest explanation, and that's what it is. So, like in business and just in life in general, anytime that there is a violation of respect, we're done. And the way that I am, if I say that I'm done with you, I'm really done with you. Like, I'm not, like, that's it. It's over. Because I can't do gray area. It's either black or it's white. It's either on or it's off. So if you turn it off, it's off now. But you turned it off. So that's how that goes. And that's how the situation went. And that's just how I do everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. The hell is that? All right, get out of here. Don said, trust is everything. Take long to build, but a second to destroy. Bingo. Hit it right on the head. Because it was over fast. Like it bugged me out. I was like, really? Like you're gonna throw away like a relationship with the person over what your perception of things are and should be. No, it doesn't work like that. No, it don't work like that. Yeah, you hit it right on the head. Exactly. I called him that. I called him that because of how I am. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, that you actually kind of gave him a lot. You gave him way more than he actually presented. Because, I mean, it's obvious what it is. It's obvious what it is. But, I mean, just like anything else, I always wish everyone always the best. I never harbor like any type of negativity or anything like that. I'm not like that. But at the same time, you're not gonna do certain things either. And if you make an attempt to try to do certain things, we're done. That's it. That's it. It's like you cut it out early. What's so funny is that based on what was said to me, we were supposed to. And I was like, all right, on site. So on site, that's what it is. See, and that's how I am. Like I said, I'm black and white. So if you tell me something, you can't come back later and be like, oh, nah, I ain't really. No, that's all I remember is the last thing that you said to me. I'm not hearing anything you're saying to me now. The last communication that you had with me, you said this. That's what it is for me. What you're trying to say now, I don't even hear that. It's what you said here. That's it. That's it. So that's how I move. You know what I'm saying? So all the best though. Pretty much taking kindness for weakness. Exactly. I mean, it just was a lot. Like, taking kindness for weakness. Wanting to have credit when why? Why do you want credit? It's like you want credit, but you don't want to act at the same time do the equivalent. And mind you, the opportunity was presented for him to do the equivalent, and it did not manifest. So not only did it not manifest, but then, you know, he felt offended by me even suggesting that, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, nah, man. Nah. But what I'll say, in not even in my own defense, but just in general, one of the things that you should never do is, when you're doing business, to mix it in with personal shit. Like they gotta be separate. They have to be. Because if you don't treat the business aspect of what you're doing solely as business, that's when the problems start. Because assumptions get made, and, you know, people want to receive the credit for what's actually being done, even though they're not really participating in the work in order to produce what's being done. And it's like, no, now we have a problem, because you want the credit for that, but it doesn't work like that. And then later on, like, more, you know, like, I got more information from third parties about similar dealings with the same individual. So I was like, okay, this is not something new. You know what I mean? So Joshua, no, I would not. That's hilarious. And and it's so funny that you say that too, because that's what everybody always says. But let me tell you something too about that. Because what Envy's saying is, you need to patent what you built to copyright it or something. I am the copyright. It's me. It's me. Just like right now, go anywhere and say, who's TeamAlliance? Like, just ask anybody that has been exposed to TeamAlliance, ask them, who is TeamAlliance? And just listen to what they will say. There's your copyright right there. There's your copyright right there. He said that's like missing your demo with your real account. Oh man, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, man. You know, so that's how that situation transpired, and it is what it is. You know, like to me, anytime I think of TeamAlliance, I think of us collectively. And I'm like, listen, TeamAlliance is me and everybody that's with me doing what we do. That's TeamAlliance right there. Me and everybody doing what we do. That's it. No, that I think that must have been something that he started after. But it's, you know, what's interesting is that what I suggested to him was what he ended up having to do anyway. So it's like, what you end up doing is what I told you to do when you was here. But I know that there were feelings there, obviously, because there had to be, because the feelings came out. Like, you know, like, I'm not, like, I can't even say some of the stuff that he was saying to me. It just was like, oh, nah, nope. Like I said, when somebody violates your trust and then they take it somewhere else, and it's just like, why? And we have history. We have, you know, like, our history goes back. Like I said, he was around me for a long time, for a while. No, nope. That's whatever he's actually doing on his own. And like I said, it's not like he is he doesn't know what he's doing. He do know what he's doing. First of all, he's been around me for a long time, and I've been doing this for a long time. And not to say that that's why, but what I'm saying is that all of the things that I do now, it's like it's kind of what he, just a brief moment that we had about it. It was like, nah, I'm not leaving, and this and that, and blah blah blah. And I am that, and I'm like, all right, so I'll just leave it at that. And the thing is, like, I just continued on with what I was already doing. So it's not like I had to make any changes. I didn't have to do anything, because the changes would have to come from the person that it does not belong to, the person not doing it. You know what I mean? So, and it's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. And I'm only talking about it because it was asked. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never gonna just hide and not just keep it 100. I'm always gonna keep it 100. And like I said, in spite of the conversation and the energy that took place between us, I don't harbor anything negative. I just don't do that, period. Like, I'm not gonna hold on to negativity at all. Just gonna keep moving. That's it. Yeah, man. That's kind of like what it was, mainly because, like, yeah, it's such a long story. You would think that I knew him like from a child. No. Nope. What's funny is that he didn't even know me first. He knew my wife before he knew me. I met him through her. You see what I'm saying? Like, just so you understand the dynamic of it. That's why I was saying that the fact that he's been around me, and I'm not taking anything away from what he's capable of doing at all. To me, I felt like he was a genius in a lot of ways, but at the same time, I'm still me though. So I'm never gonna put myself in a position where I'm waiting on you for anything, or I need to have your feedback about what I'm gonna do. I needed your advice. I need from you. Nah, it's not that. You want to be around me. I wasn't on that way. I had to be around you. I just allowed it to be what it became organically. Like, it happened naturally. I didn't have to try to be cool with him, vice versa. He didn't have to try to be cool with me. We had a mutual connection. My wife was the mutual connection. That's how I met him. You understand what I'm saying? He knew her before he knew me. So I'm just explaining the dynamic and how when I connect and latch on to someone, it's because they are real with me. That's going to be the only reason why we even have rapport, or whatever the case may be. Because you being yourself, and whatever we build and develop is going to just happen organically. It ain't something I got to try to force to happen. You know what I mean? So he said it would be the TA movie. Insanity. July said, who gonna play you? Oh man. Nah, and that's why I said that. Nah, we are not childhood friends. No. Nope. Mike said, why'd you think that he was a genius? He seemed emotional type and was not articulate like you. Wow. How did you know that? That's crazy. I mean, you really hit it on the head. You got all of that just from me talking about this right now? Jeez. But the reason I'm saying that is because it's kind of like a bad habit I have. I got a bad habit of always being positive. And the reason I'm saying it's a bad habit is because I'll do that to my detriment at times. The older that I've got, the wiser I've gotten. So I don't do it. If I detect any type of bullshit underneath, then I'm not going to do that. I'll just actually distance myself. But I just have a habit of being very positive and always giving someone like just positivity when it comes to what I feel that they're capable of doing. Encouragement. If I see the potential in what someone can do, I'm encouraging that all day. And it's like, in a lot of ways, like we related on so many different things, a lot of different things. We related on many things. But there is energy that comes from each individual. So a person's energy may not be the same energy as yours. Even though you have a lot of things in common, your energy is not the same. There's certain things I would never do. On the contrary, he might do those things. You see what I'm saying? And vice versa. When your energies are not the same and the vibration is not the same, eventually you're going to have to separate because it's inevitable. You can't continue on like that. You know what I'm saying? You just can't continue on like that. Eventually it's going to break off. So I realized after the fact that it was one of those things. It was inevitable that it was going to break off. It just was a matter of how. It was a matter of how. He said, Morgan Freeman going to play me? Wow. Oh, snap. That'll be a good ass movie if Morgan Freeman is in it, period. My goodness. Hassan said, Mark, you always bring the positivity to the forefront. All the time, man. All the time. I can't help it. He said, don't tell me we're going to see him running one of these commercials. Oh, man. Yeah, man. But it's all good. I mean, it's all good. And it's amazing, too, like, because, like, one thing that time does is it gives people the space to think about their actions and what they do. You know what I'm saying? And for some people, time helps to autocorrect them, but then at the same time, their pride and their ego also keeps them from doing what they should have done in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like when your pride and your ego get in the way, it's connected to your emotions. And now if you don't have control of your emotions, they'll push you and your actions to something that you can't fix. There's certain things that you can do to certain type of people that you can't repair. And what I mean by that is, I'm not saying that the person doesn't forgive you or that you guys don't move on from it, but like there's no fix for it. Like there's never going to ever be a rekindle or you'll come back and ever try to go and rebuild. Like that's never going to happen because, like I said, the energies are different. You can't hide energy. Eventually energy pops up. The true you always comes out all the time. So it's kind of like you trying to hide how you really are for a while. You can only do that for so long. Eventually your shit gonna come out. Something's gonna trigger you to be yourself, And you're going to be yourself in front of somebody that you didn't want to see it. And then when they see it, they're like, oh boy, can't do this. We're going to have to, go our separate ways. And that's, that's what happens. That's what happens. Mick said, Mark, your leadership causes people to, at some point in time, to have to look in the mirror every day at that. Do you know people make the biggest mistakes out of the fear of being exposed? Wow. That's so crazy. He already wrote that, and I just was talking about that. Crazy. Mike said, once it's broke, it's permanent. You can't tape it up. Exactly. Exactly. And it was, it was the type of break where it's bigger than me. Like he severed his relationship with my wife. You knew her first. You grew up with her. She's done. Like whatever you did that set off that, where you severed that now, you know that you really just took it somewhere else. Cause like my thing with that is like, well, me, I understand, like we met at a point in time. Her, you knew from a kid. Really? Like you're gonna take it, you're gonna throw away that too? All right, so it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think that that's probably more so what like made me the most aggravated was the fact that, he was willing to even take it that far. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. Like you said, it is what it is. But anyway, so moving right along. Now that you got the lowdown. But there's always lessons. There's lessons in everything. So every experience that you are going to have is always going to be a very powerful lesson built into it, And I appreciate that all the time, because I'm going to find the lesson in it. I'll take my time and just relax, and eventually the lesson will come, See, exactly. Mike said, how you remain so calm and cool? Because I'm like, it's your life. Like the life that you live in is yours. So you can either spend your time wasting away thinking about bullshit, or you can just figure out how to do what you want to do. Figure it out. Hassan, now we talking. He said, what's for dinner? Yep. That's my vibe right now. Anytime you see me do this, I'm trying to figure out what we're going to eat. But I already know what my wife wants. She already told me, so we already got it. Wow, really? I'm doing the seafood tonight too, man. I'm doing the seafood tonight. Yeah, Don said you can't fix broken. You're right, man. You're right about that. Ooh, catfish with cornbread? Man, that's a nice, good, wholesome country meal right there. For real. All right, so the market is already shut down. So I'll tell y'all about the blueprint project this week when I get to Starbucks. I'll talk about that on the recap. That's gonna be good. Yep, that's gonna be good. MV said, you living from your own fountain, not strangers, like the Bible said. Exactly. Yep. And it's very interesting too, the way that things actually work themselves out, because I remember a few years ago in church, Um, the pastor, she does what do you call it? Like prophecy. She prophesies about a lot of things, and she hits it like right on the head a lot of times, from what I've seen. Matter of fact, she hits it on the head every time. Like whatever she speaks on, it actually happens. But a few years ago, she said something to me. She called me out in the audience, and she said, "Listen," she said, you're in business. You do business, and you're going to be very successful in your business." She said, "But there's going to come a time when you're going to be like offered to be in business with someone else, and you can't be in business with nobody else." She said, "It's just you." Just like that. And like, mind you, this was years ago. Years ago. Like, I had already, knew him already. But she said it then. And I was like, well, I'm not even sure what she's talking about at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wasn't even thinking in terms of that. But lo and behold, she was right. She hit it right on the head. Yep, hit it right on the head. Jelani, he want that blueprint. Yeah, we're gonna get to it. I'm getting me I'm gonna get a espresso frap today too. I ain't had one of those in like a week. No, not even, like almost 2 weeks now. Mike said, "Do you have an average time of how long it takes for a trade to set up when you're actually going to trade that day?" No. I mean, it doesn't take long for a trade to set up. Like, if a trade sets up when you're in the correct environment, when the market is presenting the behavior that you're looking for, trade will set up within seconds because you're there watching. You know what I mean? We get good at recognizing behavior and environment. We're very good at that. So the fact that we're so good at that means that when the market becomes generous and it decides to give off a lot of trades, we're going to see all of them. They're going to all be there because it's going to be obvious, like just in your face, like, here's your money. How long do you wait for environment and behavior? For the duration that you want to charge for. Like, you do that whenever you're on the charts. There's no schedule or set time for you to come on the charts, or any of that. J. Carly's like, join training. Yep, but this was good stuff though. Definitely good stuff. Oh man. Bingo. Look at that. Look at where Mike is at already. He says, so you don't have FOMO if you never see that environment. Bingo. Bingo. You're not missing out of nothing, man. And you know that you're not missing out because the market either presents it to you or it don't. That's it. There's no in between. And that's why you don't got to worry about it. You don't got to worry about it at all. It's either there. And what's so funny is that it's binary. It's either on or off. Market either giving it up or it ain't. Ain't no in between. You get smacked around when you try to do stuff in between. You try to do stuff in the gray area, that's when you get lost. That's when you lose trades. Isn't that amazing? Sound like life. You do shit in the gray area, that's when your life turns out to be in shambles. You trying to work in the gray area. Nah, man, black, white. That's it. Ain't no in between, man. All right, y'all. So I'm out. Yes, exactly. Be definite in what you do. That's it. Be intentional and do this shit on purpose. or don't do it on purpose. But don't let your decision making be based on what ifs and, oh man, I wonder. Nah, wonder about what? In your own trading, do you trade when speed is there? I'm capable of doing that, but no, I don't. Nope. Because it's much easier for you to recognize behavior when the market slows down. When the market is speeding, the market presents behavior in speed also, but it's just like anything in the physical world. Think about physics. If something is moving fast, can you see it with your naked eye? Nah. If it slows down, you can see it a little bit, right? If it slows down, you can see it. So for you to actually see what it is, it got to slow down. If it's going too fast, you have no idea what it is. Definitely, man. Definitely. And it's my pleasure. It is my pleasure. All right, y'all. I checked out on check y'all out at Starbucks.